Hey guys, welcome back to Pattern Machines. I'm Kenny and this is what I'm working on today. It's my RX7 drift cart, rotary power drift cart. So I started with a little paper model, expanded up to the cardboard, and I've just cut out the aluminium sheet. And so I'm doing a build off with another local Kiwi, DK the welder, and we've just been invited to a big drift event here in New Zealand for our reveal. So let me show you where we're going with this. So we've been invited to this event to reveal our drift carts. It's Mad Mike Summer Bash in New Zealand. It's coming up December 6th. Whole lot of drifting and motorsport fun. So the deadline's been set and I've got a lot of work to do. So today I'll be getting into folding up this aluminium to assemble the car, and yeah, there's quite a bit to do and I have no idea what I'm doing, so I better get started on it. Now when I say I haven't done this before, kind of know a little bit. So I have built this thing, that was out of oil drum steel. I guess it was a good place to learn from. My joins are all exposed with tack welds and stuff. I tried grinding stuff smooth, but it didn't really work. So this was my, my piece of learning how to do stuff, and hopefully it'll translate into aluminium, we'll see. But I'm going to start from the back here. I think it's the easiest. It's all straight lines, and then I can just sort of do the back end first and I guess move away forward, because there's a lot of pieces in this front end to get right. All the bonnet or hood, that's like 3 pieces there. So I'm going to start from the back and work my way forward. So I'm going to start with what I think is the easy piece. This is my folding table. Is that what you call it? Press brake. And I'm just going to go the inside of this line here where that cardboard was. Roughly line it up. Clamp that down. I've got no idea how this is going to turn out. Chances are it's all going to turn to custard, but only one way to find out. Am I going to fold over by hand? You might as well. That's not lined up, is it? So my line is on the top, my mark, and I'm going to fold it down over that bottom edge because it's a sharper corner. This RHS is a bit too rounded for what I'm wanting. I'd say that's pretty close. So we want a I suppose I could probably give it some taps with a hammer, couldn't I? Right, we'll stretch. Alright, what do you reckon? That's gonna fall off. Not terrible, is it? Okay, so this is the shrinker that I have borrowed. So we're going to give this a go too. I think just a few white ones, is it? I don't really know. Probably doesn't need much, but don't know what I'm doing. This should really be on a pedestal, I think, because it's not really going around the corner too well. How about we flatten that back out? Flatten that out. Put this curve in here, about there somewhere. Yeah. Okay. I can see this is going to be fun. Yep, good. And curve there. Yep, a bit more of a bite if I can. Yeah, guess it helps, eh? It's kind of bringing that in so it stops that bunching happening. It works. Well, can't say I'm surprised. It's the whole purpose of it, isn't it? Yeah, loop. So, how this works, that is going to there. So I think I need to curve it more. Heaps more. Well, yeah, heaps more. And that bottom has to join up to that. Okay, hang on. I'm going to curve this bottom edge as well, because that's got to join up to flat line on that. Now this is where the fun comes in. Getting to use the hammer. It's definitely different than welding. Gotta try and keep this consistent, I think, so I don't stretch it. I assume that's what you need to do. Like this hammer, it's nice and soft. I think this is going to take a lot of manipulating into place. Hopefully that is what I want. Yeah, not far off. Pretty, yeah, it definitely did stretch it doing that. It's I'll show you this. It did stretch it. You can see there's a curve in it. So I can put it in the shrinker and kind of shrink it, but I'll get it somewhat into place first. So that goes to there. I was going to start in one place, but it looks like I'm jumping all over the place. Give myself some better grip. At least it's nice and firm. So I think this is going to come together right. It's going to be quite fiddly, especially with sort of stuff like that, getting all that to fit, but I think with enough time and patience I can get that looking good. I'm going to fold up the bumper and then I can sort of see if I can get those three fitting. There's another piece missing, the bottom of the bumper, which I left off this piece because it can be a separate strip and blah blah blah. And then that's the lower, what is it, the rear lower piece, which that actually, now that I'm coming here, could have been pieced here down the bottom and around the corner just to save that join there. But yeah, that's something I didn't really think about at the time, but yeah. Okay, well, let me fold that bumper up and get everything ready, and then I can start assembling these pieces into place. So a little bit of time has passed and I have seemed to have made a mess. It's starting to come together. I've found that this is my preferred method of bending because it gives me a bit more accurate control over it. Kind of does create some waves and stuff in there, but yeah, should be right. So I think this is going to come together all right. It's looking a bit rough, but maybe some matte finish vinyl wrap or something. I don't know, is carbon fibre cool? Do a carbon fibre wrap? I don't know. I suppose I could a carbon fibre bonnet and wing and flares and stuff, but need to throw some red on there somewhere. But yeah, I don't know. So we'll just say it's coming together slowly, and we're hoping for the best. So I've done so far, folded up the bumper and then unfold it and fold it and unfold it until I got it right. The back end is looking better. Doesn't fit very well, but I don't think I was planning on fitting it well anyway. I think the idea was to get it together and then figure out what shape it needs to be. And we're not going for symmetrical. I think that's pretty obvious at this stage of the game that, oh, that was a bit rough. Yeah, we're just hoping for the best. So I'll plod along and get this, I think just get this last piece bent up and then start assembling it. So the car's starting to look a bit sad. I've been taking parts as I need it, just to check like the fitment and stuff. Yeah, because my lines are a bit wobbly in some places. Just to see if it was actually supposed to be a straight line or a curved line. Well, that's curved, but I think it was supposed to be straight. Oh well, not looking terrible. So I'll just straighten that one up. That's, oh, it's going reasonably well so far. Just got to remember that most of these lines, if they're not straight, they're probably supposed to be, because I was dealing with paper rather than cardboard. Well, rather than, yeah, straight lines on the paper is what I was trying to say. Yeah. But now I'm quite enjoying this. It's definitely a lot easier than if it was steel. Steel would have been a nightmare to do this. Just like everything would have been hard to cut, hard to bend, so much more work. Out to there. I'll just draw a new line. That was way off. I assume that's where it goes. Probably doesn't matter anyway, because this is going to get its own body shape once it's done. I can't imagine that both left and right are going to be perfectly symmetrical, but I'll do what I can to get it close enough. Come on. I'm still not making this look very what do you call it? Glamorous. Still don't know what I'm doing. Give it a hammer. Yeah, close enough. Oh, I have such high hopes when I start things, and then when I get halfway through it, I'm like, there's no way that I'm going to do a good job of this. And you sort of start to lose a bit of, well, not a bit of hope, but you start taking shortcuts and saying, she'll be right. Yep, she'll be right. And that is going to meet up with that one. So it's not even close. That lines up with that. It does. I might play with that once I get the back end together. How about that? Because that may have to change, or I can just shave that back end down. Oh, there's so many pieces to fit. So many pieces. Alright, I'm going to leave that one there. And we're going to start assembling. And then I can come back to these sides, getting to fit in with the rest of it. Got all the pieces laid out for a rough assembly. I'm going to attempt at using some of these self-tapping screws. Well, I think they're self-tapping anyway. And roughly assemble it. Now, this shouldn't be too hard of a task, I don't think. Not that I've done this before, but got center lines on most of them, so I can get them somewhat centered up, and they're not going to be perfect, and I don't think it really matters either. I've kind of I figured out that with this, even if they don't all, well, that's not going to work, is it? Even if they don't all line up how they're supposed to, I have a feeling that there'll be enough sort of extra aluminium on either side. I can kind of work with it. So first screw. I think that'll work. Yep, that's pulled it together all right. I may end up riveting this together in the final process. So I'll have some holes anyway that I can use. So this should be quite therapeutic, I think, screwing this all together. God, it looks rough. Oh, there's going to be so much work in getting this to fit properly. There we go, first piece. It's still, yeah, I don't think I need to go too overboard with screws. But why not, since I've got them. So this bottom edge here is all going to be hidden by a spoiler. I think I've said that about 100 times. If I can get my fingers, I don't know where they are. All right. So I've pretty much decided on vinyl wrap. So a lot of these imperfections, I can get body filler on it and then some, what do you call it, primer before the vinyl wrap anyway. So it's always a toss up with how much time I want to put into something. So I do think about, you know, what quality should I go for, because it's always good to have high quality stuff, but most of my stuff is about the idea, and kind of want to show the process of development of the idea, and I guess the procedure to a certain extent, but not necessarily every little bit of the build, because I don't know, that I guess in my mind that brings in criticism of what you're doing. And because a lot of things I only do once, you know, it's very rare that I need, I kind of need criticism along the way. And a lot of things aren't apparent until I'm kind of finished as well. You know, like a lot of the things I work on don't make sense until further down the track. And by that time you can kind of see what's going on with it. Don't know why I'm putting so many screws in this thing, but don't really need to close up these gaps, do I? Doesn't matter if they're a bit gappy. Yeah, not too shabby. Kind of trying to keep straight lines. Okay, I don't know where these corners are going, so I'll leave those corners for now. So these holes will be visible from the bottom. So I think I'm going to be using a lot of rivets or something on this bottom edge. It's not looking too bad. Everything's sort of lining up. So that's looking pretty good. I'm quite happy with how that's all fitting together, even with the screws in it that kind of pull it and warp it a little bit. Now that's, yeah, nothing I can't work out later. But so I'll go and stick those sides on, and that'll help tie in the back end and kind of figure out where all these are fitting and lining up and stuff, because they're all a bit wobbly. And some of it I wanted to no, I don't want to. Now that bumper I wanted to overhang. That's got to fold under, it's got to fold under. Yep, so still a couple of folds to do yet. Initially I was planning on doing all this out of fiberglass, but that's not a straight line, is it? The first bit straight. First bit straight. First bit straight. Where's my... So this is the benefits of having the paper model. I can kind of see what's supposed to be straight. There's a little curve down there at that trim line, which I haven't traced my trim line. Now because that's curved, that's curved. It's got to meet the curve of that. I think I might do it later. They can underlap for now. Yep, we'll do that. Yeah, not ideal, but that'll do. I'd say that is one corner sort of assembled. I'm liking that sharp ridge there. I'll go to the other side and then we can start working our way forward. There it is, the back end all somewhat roughly assembled, but have a look at this. This whole thing can lift with my little finger. I reckon once the whole thing's built, I reckon I can lift the whole thing with my little finger. And that's really what I was a bit nervous about with steel, was it was just starting to get pretty heavy. And this only being a little 8 horsepower engine, couldn't really afford to waste power on lugging a big heavy frame, body around. But yeah, I think with the chassis I'll do the same thing, try and keep it lightweight and just do a roll cage, well, a very light roll cage anyway. Right, time to do these front guards, and this is where I could have done it differently, but now looking at it, I think I prefer this way. I was going to maybe make that a one piece, but then you'd have to shape it and trying to get it, yeah, okay. I'm not going to learn on this one. This isn't my build to learn on. So I'm going to start with this, and we'll just start folding up this edge. I think it's about a 90 degrees. This tends to fold past the line, so if I line it up with the other side, yeah, close enough. And all of this here is going to be covered by the wheel flares anyway. So I really could have just cut it here even. Just do 2 pieces and make it more manageable, but yeah. This curve is going to give it tougher with us. Swap to my smaller pliers. I think this might work out alright. This is going to be one of the parts that you see quite prominently, so I kind of want to get it a good job. Wow, good is a relative term, isn't it? Because I need this to curve this way, and folding that down is curving it that way, so I have to shrink it as well. I like the idea of wrapping this and just hiding all these imperfections. Imagine trying to do a polished one. Yeah. Fiberglass would be kind of easy-ish too, but that'd be so messy. I don't think it's really one that I'd want to do for this one anyway. I'll definitely do one in the future where I print out all the separate cross sections and transfer them to MDF or something, and then, you know, fill the little gaps with foam and stuff like that. So must be a better way than using pliers. I just don't know what it is. It's probably not the recommended tool to use. It's probably won't take a lot of tidying up all these little bumps that I'm creating. So I got these guards folded up, that edge. But then I come to figure out that I probably should start with the center, can fold that over and fix every piece to it just to keep everything square. And that's the same with all these pieces as well. So I'm going to build it all around that center bonnet or hood, and it should make it easier to assemble. I've gone and straightened up these edges, and then hopefully that should be a straight line too. Theoretically, I don't know how close it is. It's not. Okay, so that's, oh yeah, of course it's not. That's going to have a bit of a curve on it too. Yeah. Okay, all right, I'll start folding up this bonnet. So I have a feeling once I get these pieces folded up, the assembly should go fairly quickly. That is moving. It's not going to work, is it? So once I get this folded over, everything else can be fitted to it. So if this isn't quite right, it's not too critical. But it gives me something just to screw to and stuff. Not bad. Not bad. I think it's going to come out all right. It's going to take quite a bit of shaping to get this curve back out of the bonnet and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of I'm learning as I go. I haven't done any body shop courses or bodywork courses or training. So my brother has done Ray's bodywork course in America. Yeah, not me. What do you reckon, Ray? I'm kind of cheating by using a flat template model, but I'm kind of, I guess this is following more of a Bad Chad style. Cut and butt. Is that a thing? Cut and butt? Cut and butt? Kind of. Yeah. But I'm not too, yeah, I mean, I'd like to know how to do it properly, but I just don't have the patience to learn, and it doesn't really, I don't think it'll add to much on this one anyway, if it's done properly or just like this. I think I can, if I can hide the rough edges, we'll say, then I don't know that it's worth the extra effort to make it perfect. I mean, as it is, I already put way too much effort into things. So, oh well, it's all folded up. So that's my starting point. Right, well, I'm going to go and fold all the rest of these up, and I'll bring you back when it's ready to assemble. So I think it's all about ready to go. I still don't have any shape in this bonnet yet, or the hood. I've got to get these sides together to see what sort of curve needs to go on it. So I'll start with these sides, and then I can work towards the middle and then the ends. So the overlap on these, I'm going to put an overlap on the top for now, and I'll figure out a way of joining it. I think I do like using this piece with the two separate bits. Makes it, you know, rather than fold over with one piece, just a bit easier for a novice. A novice like myself. Appears to be close enough to the right place. I think that's close enough. So I need to put a curve into this bonnet so it can match the guards. But I think some of the guard is flat, so about there to there. You already see the curve that's gone into that? That's pretty cool, doesn't take much, eh? So that's already a vast improvement from what it was. Just need a wee bit more, a little bit more at that front corner, and I think that'll do for now. I think that's close enough for now. Well, it turns out I just screwed this first piece together off camera since it wasn't recording, but that's the first one. So that's just a temporary join. This does have a front hinge, so these screws in the back are just going to be somewhat temporary. All right, I shall keep moving and we'll get these sides on. It is the front, apart from the bumper, all done. Oh, headlights as well, but if we do this whole back piece now, they need a curve in it too, I think, actually. Yep. Yeah, fitment issues still. All right, there's not too much exciting happening here. Get these screwed in and we'll see you in a bit. Look how good that looks. So I've got all this cowling on, and it still has another strip to go here that's kind of, I think, tied into the windscreen, so I've just left that off. The front bumper appears, I haven't done it yet, so it's I'll have to drag the coil back down and cut that bumper, but I'll do it when I do like the flares and stuff, I think, or something. There's definitely going to be more sheet metal, so I'll just hold off on that until I've got other stuff to cut as well. All right, I'm going to get onto this roof now. So I've got 3 more pieces left to fold up. I've got the 2 doors and the roof, and this one is what's, well, it's not making me nervous, but I'm going to go with this for now. It's just cut a slit in there, tighten it up, and that gives you your shape. So we'll see how that turns out. I mean, worst case scenario, I can do it again if I feel it's not good enough. Doesn't matter too much about where this cut goes. So what this is going to do is, I think it's going to create a bit of a fold here somewhere. I think. I don't actually know. Oh, it's not too terrible actually. Huh, might be onto something. Got the roof and got the doors folded up. I'm not going to cut them to length yet or fold that over until I've got it all assembled. But first off, I thought we'd go and check in and see how Daniel's getting on with his RX7 build.
Hey Kenny, I've got a bit of work done on my body as well. Here she is, looking pretty cool in the white. Still got a few more pieces on the 3D printer. Got a bit of a back window here to go in. Got my rear axle moved back, so my cart's proportions are right. And I've got my RC steering hooked up, but you'll have to check out my video to see some more on that.
Alright, it's assembly time. Finally, we get to see if this thing actually looks halfway decent, if I'm on the right track or not. Now, use these doors to hold it together. I think I'm on the right track. Can't be 100% sure though, can I? All I want it to do is look like a RX7. So here's hoping. What do you reckon? This has been so long in the making. I've had the engine for coming up 4 years now. I've had that rotary engine and wanting to do this. But I've always been, I don't know if nervous is the right word. Just didn't want to stuff it up. Oh. Ah. Alright, the roof. Does that look like? Oh, that's so low. Whoops. It's gotta go there. Alright, it's just about it. Now all it's missing is, oh, I need to get it higher up, don't I? Okay, now all it's missing is some tyres. And it'll be out there somewhere. And I've also had to play around with some wheel arches, or the flares I should say, so they're going to come out over the tyre. And we're going to have a wing on the back, sort of. Gives you the rough idea anyway. Not something somewhere there. Oh, that's so cool. Oh yeah, no, I'm loving that. It's way better than I was expecting. Way better. There's no mistaking what that is. Yeah, once I get these wheel arches on and the front bumper and stuff, spoiler, it's pretty cool. I've got some got those folded up as well, so we're going to have some opening headlights. That's cool. It's actually looking like an RX7. I was getting nervous when I first assembled it, but yeah, I'm happy with that. I'll put some sills in here as well, so just something to start building the chassis off, but that'll be for next video. So now I've got that done. Next I'm on to the drivetrain, chassis and drivetrain. It's got the engine, transmission, and this has just arrived. It's my reversing gearbox, which will sit down the back so I can kind of bang that into there, shaft drive down to there, that there will change the output direction and then chain to the axle. So quite looking forward to that, to try and figure out how it's all going to work. But anyway, that's all for this video, and make sure you go check out Daniel's video, the DK the Welder, and just see how he's getting on. Oh well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.